Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? All right, so we do have a few gappers. Let me, there we go. So I just had to mute it, make sure everything was hearing okay. Yeah, we do have some movers though. We have SYCX or SCYX that's gapping up nicely here. We have FBIO, nice gap here from 148 to 224. SCYX gapping up from 72 cents all the way to $1.38. We also have EGO, which is gapping up. GE, big move here for GE, gapping up some from 910 to 1001. We have EGO gapping up from 294 to 339. This is a gold stock. We also have FLEX gapping up some, low volume, but from 923 to 1026. We got CREG gapping up from 120 to 130. CRON gapping up a little bit here. We got CGC. And so yeah, PRAN gapping up some on low volume. So we got a few movers here. We got AMD, which is actually gapping down some from 2309 to 2292. What's up, Scott? What's up, BP? Netron, Mike, two-way. What's up, My Cargo? What's up, Troy? George. What's up, Tech? Jason, what's up, man? Alright, and so the overall market, I mean, it's looking okay here. We have, it's about break even or so. Just about break even, down about 6 cents from where it closed yesterday. So very small gap down on the SPY, but nothing really too major here. But yeah, we also have GE that's really running up here. We'll see what's going on with it. What's up, Huguetes? Good morning, man. Bill, good morning. Yeah, VTGN gapping up significantly here. VTGN, low volume, but it is gapping up nicely from 152 to 180. All right. What's up, Lance and Danny? Yeah, earnings for GE. Yeah, that's not surprising. Here, I'll look it up in a second. Let me grab my phone. All right, so let's look up SCYX. That's probably one of the bigger movers today. SCYX, you can look at the top chart here. Big gap up from 72 cents, up about 100% so far in pre-market. Cheaper penny stock, but it is moving for sure. So it announced positive interim results for phase 3 open label Fury study. It showed oral ibrexafungerab, I can't pronounce it, ability to treat refractory fungal infections and to provide an alternative to long-term IV therapies. And so positive results for SCYX doubled overnight from 72 to $1.40. All right, we can also look up, what was the other one? FBIO. Showing pretty nice volume here, gapping up from 148 to 227. FBIO. So it sounds like FBIO announced a strategic partnership with Alexion Pharmaceuticals. What's up, Cast and John? Oh yeah, so the Fortress-founded Calum Biosciences is going to receive $60 million in strategic equity investment and an option fee. Alexion does have the option to acquire Calum Biosciences based on the Phase 2 data. So yeah, Calum Biosciences signed a strategic agreement with Alexion Pharmaceuticals. Somebody else mentioned GE, said it was earnings for GE. Big gap up though. It reported quarterly adjusted earnings of 17 cents per share. Most people thought it was going to be on average 22 cents, so it actually missed on that quarterly adjusted earnings. Revenue did go up 6% to $32.28 billion from a previous year. And so analysts expected a little bit less than that. And so I guess that's causing some hope and optimism with it, and it's gapping up some to show it. Let's see, we also have AMD, but the market had a crazy day yesterday, guys. If you look at the SPY yesterday, this thing really pushed. You know, it was kind of sideways. Some started to break out at around 10 o'clock, really 11 o'clock. And once it started to break out at around 11, it kind of just continued moving up and spiked up huge at 1 o'clock from the Feds. And so we'll see what happens with it. Up a big amount since yesterday. Looking on the daily chart of the SPY, it's kind of retraced a lot of this big kind of crash it had in December, and so it did retrace some of this, so it's back up some. We'll see where it goes now. We also have EGO. EGO gapping up some from 294 to 336. Low volume, but it is gapping up some. It's a gold stock, it sounds like. So Eldorado announced a decision to resume mining and provided an outlook for this and next year. And so that's making it gap up some. Put out Q4 and full year guidance and cash costs on the 21st of January. But did put out some consolidated outlook for this and next year for EGO. I guess that's making it gap up some. We also have CREG gapping up some, small amount, pushed up a little bit higher than it is now. It's at 150. It went up to 152. It's at 127 now. Also going to be looking at the cannabis plays like I really kind of do every day. So what we get with these. AMD about break even. Maybe so, Mike. We'll look at it for that for sure. Z-San. Two-way. Let's look at Z-San. No volume on Z-San's gap. VTGN. A little bit of volume on VTGN. They stimulated the formulation of new brain cells in non-clinical studies with a float of 28 million. Low volume, but big move here. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, man. I mean, I've traded on Ustock Trade a bunch. Troy. MGTX. MGTX. Gapping up, low volume though. It's kind of hard to figure out where this one's going to go. It's just got really low volume. It's gapping up some, but I mean, who knows what this one's going to do with the volume like it is. A big gap up for Facebook. So Facebook is up a huge amount overnight. So strong Q4 results for Facebook. And a positive press release. $2.7 billion users each month. So Facebook is up some. What else? UPS. UPS is up some as well. Danny, I mean, you could try to. I doubt it'll let you, though, and I'm not sure how to allow it. I tried to let two-way do it, too, but for some reason it still won't allow it, so I'm not sure how to do that. GERN, it looked low volume to me. I mean, it's gapping up some. I can look up GERN, too. We'll see. Looks low volume, though. Yeah, I don't see anything really on GERN right now. Well, it announced the hiring of their first several key leadership positions while they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding their in-house development team and plan to support and initiate a phase 3 clinical trial. So that's the news for GERN. But like I said, kind of low volume. Apple up a small amount. Facebook up a ton. GE up a big amount too. So big, strong market yesterday. PRAN. Yeah, PRAN's gapping up some as well, although the volume's really, really low with this one. Probably a low floater, I'm guessing. Gapping up from 140 to 170 or so, but pretty low float. It looks like low volume to accompany that. You're going to put all your money in Amazon, Pat? I don't know. I don't want to tell you yes or no, man. I don't know. Amazon's up some. I think it depends on what the market does. But Amazon's up to $16.95. ENTX, Johnny, I'll look that one up too. A little bit of a gap. Not much volume though. Pretty low, actually. So yeah, my wife did all right yesterday. She did all right. I don't know if anybody was here to see that, but my wife hosted the stream for the first 30 minutes yesterday. She did pretty good. All right, so we could trade GE. Can't trade many of these other ones. We trade FLEX. FLEX is one I'll probably watch, as well as the other cannabis plays, but SCYX. What time it showed up on the scanner, you mean? So this one moved a lot in actual after hours yesterday. And then once pre-market hit right here, that's when it kind of started to push up at around 6 o'clock this morning my time. So 7 o'clock market time is when SCYX really started to go. But it started to move up in after hours. You can see it was in after hours all the way up until here. Right here. And so this whole move right here was in after hours. Yeah, she was trying, man. Yeah, I gave her a list of stocks and I just told her to post that list and she would like read it out, but she did good. But yeah, I made a deal with her. I was like, if I'm going to go to the kids' school this morning, you got to host the stream. And she was kind of nervous about it, but she did good. Do I think CODX can run back up to 3? Didn't this thing fill most of the gap? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The gap's already filled, man. For the most part. I mean, technically it's not until it's down to about 115 or so. But most of this gap is already filled. And so, like, CODX, what was the other one from yesterday? It was CODX and another one. EKSO. Both of these just completely filled the gap. And so, I don't know. I wouldn't trust them necessarily just because they've already filled most of the gap. CODX included, so we'll see. You know, it could spike up. You know, it's a cheap stock. It could be getting pumped up some, and so it could spike back up some. But I mean, it's already filled most of the gap, so it's kind of one of those ones where I don't have a lot of confidence in it. All right, well, AMD spiking up a little bit here. Watching the overall market, it's still technically gapping up some, but only a very small amount, basically break even overnight. And like I said, the SPY and the overall market had a pretty big day yesterday. It ran up a pretty big amount percentage-wise relative to what it usually does. And so a pretty big day with the overall market yesterday. And so we should have some more volatility today, just based off of how crazy it was yesterday. And so we'll be on the lookout for a few things here. Alright, guys. Yeah, I think actually Mitch is moving today. I think Mitch is moving to Colorado today. Yeah, somebody else said she should do Carol's couple advice. Give her a little talk show on here. Yeah, I think it had good revenue, Netron. for GE. I think it had positive revenue even though earnings were down. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, revenue went up 6% to 33.28 billion from compared to a previous year. So revenue went up 6%. It's better than the expected 32.61 billion. So it had better than expected revenue, and I guess that's what's making it push up. Alright, well, GE, a few big ones to watch are GE. If you like trading these penny plays, there's SCYX and the FBIO. And then we also have PARN, which is low volume, TEUS, GERN. So we got some of these movers, they look okay. But we'll see what we get here. Chapman. No way, man. Alright, so watching the SPY. Appreciate the sub, Art. Thanks, brother. But yeah, it kind of shows, like, it's a good lesson. I talked to everybody in our classes yesterday. It's a good lesson. Since I started trading the opening range breakout, it's kind of weird how the market messes with you, right? So like I started trading the opening range breakout, and prior to that, it had not gone more than 2 days, failing 2 days in a row consecutively out of the entire 4-month sample size that I tested it with. And then the 1 week I decided to use real money with it, it literally only works 1 out of 5 times. And so then after that, I think I was a little bit hesitant. And so the next week, it actually worked every single day, compensating for that first week. But I changed my share size because I had that fear. And so it's weird how the market kind of messes with you. And then this week, it's worked 2 out of 3 times. And so it's still been working fairly well the last 2 weeks. But it's kind of weird how the market will kind of mess with you a little bit. Kind of just shows you got to just commit to the strategy. You can't let the little small time swings affect you too much. PCG making a comeback here. I don't know. Didn't this one receive a big investment recently? Received a big investment, right? You can look at PCG, see if there's any news on it, but I don't see any really news on this one. I know they had that one release that said that they weren't responsible for the 2017 fire, but it didn't really say anything about last year's huge fire, which was the biggest issue one. So we'll see where PCG goes. Yeah, I was looking at Flex as well. Although Flex had a little bit lower volume, FLEX, it had a little bit lower volume. It's gapping up about $1.20 or so, but it had a little bit lower volume. I think this was revenue, if I can remember correctly. It was something like that. I think it was revenue. Let me see. Quarter 13, 2000 earnings. Came out yesterday. So maybe earnings for FLEX. Oh, it beat estimates. Alright, so yeah, earnings and revenue. Sorry, I didn't realize you actually posted it. I should have just looked at what you posted. Also going to keep an eye on NIO. Let's see what else we get here. CGC, Cron, some of the cannabis plays, they've been pretty volatile lately. Going to be watching those as well. CREG is another one that maybe not as many people are paying attention to, but CREG had a big day yesterday, moved up over $1 from about 94 cents, went as high as $1.25 or so, and now it's up in pre-market. It's up to $1.30, went as high as 152. So CREG has been moving up some here as well in the market, so we'll keep that one on watch as well. Right, I think that makes sense, Mike, as well. Said PCG, they filed for bankruptcy, but they still have plenty of capital. All depends on what the judge says, if they'll be allowed to. So, yeah, I think the big question is, like, what's the overall market going to do today? Big green day yesterday for the overall market. You can see the SPY really ran up nicely here after gapping up some in pre-market and then running during midday to late afternoon yesterday. And so market's actually all the way up to 267. So that's pretty big for the market. It actually, like I said earlier, it's actually retraced some of this big crash from December. And so it kind of retraced this big crash and it's back up. So that's good news for the overall economy and the market. We'll see what it does today. And again, Facebook is up pretty big here on positive earnings and good revenue, up from 150 to 166. So a pretty big percentage move. About 8% or so. Right, PCG, yeah, I heard that. So, you know, even though you might not like PCG, and I get it, man, I didn't realize that PCG was most likely responsible for the California wildfires. And so, yeah, I don't really like the company, obviously, but I don't think they'll let them fail. It's just too big of a utility company to let fail, I think. You know, maybe the phrase too big to fail is relevant there, but I don't know. All right, well, Facebook up, market is about break even, down a little bit now. Apple is up a small amount, not a huge amount, but up about 75 cents or so. What else do we have? I was able to ride it up. I made money on it. I made like 50 bucks yesterday, 50 something bucks on AMD. I got out with the 1-to-1 profit target on it. But yeah, I made some money with it. Let's see what else is on these scanners here. SQ down a little bit here, moving some. APRN moving up some, low volume though. PBR, EBR up, which is, I believe, are gas stocks. AZUL up. Let's look at some gap downs here, see what we get. AVEO. Pretty big gap down for AVEO. It's a cheap stock, but that's a pretty big percentage gap down for it. CODX filled this gap. You know, gapped up yesterday, didn't really go anywhere. Broke under this major support from pre-market and intraday, and then just kind of filled the gap in pre-market and after hours from today and yesterday. And so this one's almost filled the entire gap already. We'll see what it does. RFP gapping down. STAF. A few others, small volume, low volume gap downs. OCX. PYPL, big percentage gap down for PayPal. Appreciate the sub, M. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. EKSO, kind of same thing. Big gap up yesterday, and then it filled the gap on the way down. Good look at Nokia, which is down some in pre-market. Microsoft, gapping down some. What's Microsoft down on? Let's see. So Microsoft actually posted lower than expected revenue, and it's down because of that. So yeah, Microsoft is down about $3 or so from posting lower than expected revenue. So Microsoft down some. We could look at Tesla here, see what some of these high cap stocks are doing. It's down some as well. Let's see. Yep. Corpskit. Alright, so Tesla fell 5% even though it had better than expected Q4 revenue. I think it's down because it had Model 3 production outlook for 2019. Maybe people are a little skeptical of the sales for the Model 3. And so even though it had good revenue, or maybe good earnings, it's still down about 3% or so. After good Q4 earnings for Tesla. Let's see, we got JDST, which is gapping down some. What else do we have? But yeah, SCYX, FBIO, the big percentage penny movers here. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, Mike. I think it's possible too, for sure. Hey, I hope it works out for you, Adels. I appreciate the subs, Luca and Life. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, GE spiking up here. Big move. Isaac/Brady is here. What's up, Isaac? VLO popping up. I'll allow it, Isaac. I'll allow it, man. ARWR gapping up some, not a huge move. FNSR gapping up some. WDAY. Alright, so we'll see what we get. Some earning moves in the market right now. If I had more capital, I would have looked at some of the others. Even Starbucks dropped to 62. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's up now. Yeah, I was kind of kicking myself for not buying on the dip. You know, when the market did this, I was kind of looking, when it made this big drop, like if you look at the daily chart on the overall market, I was thinking about investing in some stuff down here when the market was down, and I just never really did, and now it's rebounded, so maybe the next time we get a little mini crash like that, that's what I'll do, but we'll see. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it was, Adels. The bad week was 2 weeks ago, and I think it was just it messed with your emotions a little bit because it's like I backtest stuff. You know, my thing is backtesting strategies, and it kind of deviated from that backtesting results that it showed me. But it was only for a week. It's kind of bounced back since then and worked almost every day. So can't let it affect you too much. Just got to keep pushing. What's up, Justin? Good morning, man. What's up, Justin? But yeah, guys, we got 8 minutes. In a minute, I'll pull up the intraday scans and stuff like that. BBD. Yeah, we do get about a gap up in BBD. Is this an ETF? Let's look it up. But a decent gap up from 11.60 or so to 12.20, so about 60 cents. Earnings are expected to release today. Or maybe they already have. Alright, so net income in the fourth quarter is up to $5.8 billion, an increase from 6.6% compared to the previous quarter, and 19.9% compared to the same quarter of the previous year. And so good income for BBD, and it's up, showing it in the market. Right, for sure. Yeah, it's something I do as well, Adele, so don't stress it. It's something I do too. Yeah. Ford looks alright. Alright, guys. We got about 5 minutes, and so I'll put the intraday scans up in a second. At 9:25, I'll put the intraday scans up, get everything ready. I figured I would start just putting these big ones up until 5 minutes before the open or so each morning. But yeah, GE continues to kind of move up here. It's testing $10 again. So let's look at the major levels here. One of them's at $10 even. Pre-market high. We've got a major support here at about 9.68 or so. And then we have the previous day's close at about 9.10. I appreciate the sub, Leslie. Welcome. Appreciate it. Alright, so let's put the intraday scans up here. There we go. I got everything set. Alright guys, let's do it. Got a few to watch. GE. Overall market is something I'm definitely going to be looking at. AMD, obviously. EGO. We got FLEX. EGO getting a little bit more volume. FLEX, we'll see what it does here. See if it fills the gap. See if it runs up. This 1050 level, since there's not much volume in pre-market, is one I'm watching. Maybe 11. Pre-market high maybe up at 1085 is something I'm looking at. EGO as well. Up from 294 to 340. So decent gap up. Percentage wise. Going to be watching the whole $1 here if it does fill the gap. Maybe watch 350 here. High at pre-market. The support level at 330 maybe. Alright guys, we got about 3 minutes left, so let's do it guys. Thoughts on ATL? That's not a stock. At least it's not showing up on mine. Yeah, GERN did hold up there. It's still pretty low volume, but it doesn't look terrible. But yeah, we got a FBIO. For the big penny movers, we got FBIO. We have a SCYX. Both of those are up on pretty decent volume and big percentage gap ups. Cheaper penny stocks, but they look okay. Cannabis plays maybe getting a little bit of a bounce here. I know CGC is. Cron maybe a little bit. NBV too. So we'll see those as well. But yeah, CREG maybe. FLEX and EGO, all the ones I'm watching. They don't look terrible. Twitter up sub as well. Let's see why Twitter's up really quick. We got about 2 minutes, guys. So Facebook's earnings showed online ad strength, and that's what's making Twitter and a few other stocks push up. Google as well, because the ad earnings were decent, and so I guess that's on sympathy making Twitter and some of the other online social media companies push up. All right, guys, we got about a minute left, so good luck. Now there's ALT popping up. Yeah, just low volume. It's just not really my style. Filled the gap yesterday. It's just not really my style. EGO, Flex, keeping an eye on those. All right, guys, we got about 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Yeah, to you guys as well. You as well, Jack. You as well, Mike. Good luck, guys. Thoughts on AMD? I mean, it's gapping down technically now. Just going to watch it around this range here of like this low. It's got this high up here. Maybe some support in between right around here. So going to watch those levels. Look for the breakout though, the opening range. Market's opening up in 7 seconds, guys. So good luck. Appreciate all the new subs. I appreciate the sub. B Green, Hoss. Thanks, guys. Rahul. All right, there's the bell. Let me switch this. All right, we got FLEX dropping some. May start filling some of this gap here. Broke under some support. Got rejected at 1050, so it may start to fill some of this gap here for FLEX. Also, looking at the cannabis plays here. For AMD, we have a quick drop at the open, but the overall market is spiking up here. It's up to 267. But AMD dropping here. Like I said, this level right here is significant at 2290 or so. It's testing it now. We'll watch that level. Going to start analyzing the range, which at this point is pretty small. It's about 20 cents. Yeah, the SPY is spiking up some here. But AMD dropping some, going to keep an eye on it. Typically works out better on the upside for the opening range, although not always the case, and so we'll watch it for the upside specifically, but on the downside as well, I guess. Rooting for it to break on the upside, though. All right, AMD spiking back here. Market is up some, although it's not a huge move up, but it is up some. It's at 267.60. Flex rebounding some here. Overall cannabis plays dropping some. At least CGC is. Cron's actually moving up. We did get a big spike here. AMD breaking over that range of that first 1 minute candle. But we are getting a big spike up in NIO here. NIO is spiking up some here. It's at 755. So we'll see where this one goes as well. But NIO spiking some. FBIO dump. Yeah, a lot of these are, I'm just expecting them to kind of fill the gap. FBIO broke under that major support level at about 230 or so. And so I think that's an interesting level to watch. Just to show you, like FBIO, I can't trade it, but it has this big support level here at about 227, 230 or so. And so it may fill the gap down to the previous day's closing price at 150. It's very possible that it does that. SPY pulling back some here. SEYX testing some major support as well. Broke under it. We'll see if it holds underneath it. But the SPY's dropping some. Testing the lows. Just broke the low. Will NVIDIA continue the uptrend? Who knows? I think that's going to impact what AMD does as well. But neither one of them really picked a direction. I mean, AMD kind of has. Again, kind of trending away from the overall market. But we got to analyze this range now. So we got about 50-cent range or so. So a pretty big range already for AMD. SPY actually dropping though, breaking the lows here. So the SPY is down. We have EGO spiking up some here. EGO spiking. We'll see what it does at this 365 pre-market high for EGO, but it's spiking up some as well. AMD's really big here. The range is really big on this first candle, so we just got to be careful with it. What's up, insurance? Yeah, GERN did spike up some. I mean, it's a small range. It's only up realistically about 8 or 9 cents on the day, but it's up. All right, AMD, the problem with it, and the thing that makes me nervous about trading it right now is that the range is just so big on it. It's got about a 50-cent range. All right, so I'm in AMD. It broke the opening range of that first candle with 150 shares. Let's see what we get here. Looking for that 1-to-1 target, so it's going to be around 23.90 or so for that 1-to-1 target. Big range, but hopefully we get that break of the $0.50 at 23.50 or so. May get rejected there though, so we got to watch it. All right, we got a nice test of the $0.50. We'll see if it actually holds this move. The big level to see it hold is this previous high right here at around 35. And so we'll see if it holds that level. You know, it has the pre-market high, which is significant right here at about 23.40 or so. And so ideally we want to see it hold support there and then keep moving up. And break that $0.50, which it just did. So nice little break of the $0.50 thus far here. I just added more shares when I was trying to take some off. Wrong move. There we go. Well, I'll profit some money in it. We'll see if it continues pushing here. We want to see it hold support at that $0.50. But a nice move up here. I could sell some more shares. Just hold on to this last 100. Like I said, it broke the $0.50 nicely. We want to see that area hold as support now. back up to the 60s. So looking pretty strong really here. And really let the rest work. Like I said, goal is around 23.90 ideally, but we'll see if we get that. Up to 65. Not looking terrible. Yeah, I did the same thing I did yesterday. I bought when I should have sold again. Same thing. We're up to 66 again, 67. I appreciate the sub, Edwin. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the sub, man. And the jaw. Thanks, brother. Nice move up there to 72s for a split second. Alright, I just got out of it for a $40 gain. Maybe should have held it a little bit longer. The only problem is it's just a little bit extended at this point. That first candle was so big, maybe I missed out on some profits, but I'll take it. Just trying to put a few consistent wins together. Maybe got out a little bit early, but like I said, I'll take it. Let's see if it was 1-to-1 yet from 35 up to 75. So about 40 cents. So I got out about 10 cents early, but I'll take it. Considering how extended it looks right now, I'll take it. I feel like it's going to pull back some. I don't know if I have the guts to hold it through the pullback, but I'll take it. Green is green. But yeah, man, the opening range breakout has been working very, very well, you know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like the first week I think I just got unlucky because it's worked every week since then. And so been working really well. Last week it worked every day. This week it's worked 3 out of 4 days. And so it's just been pretty reliable lately. I'm just going to keep sticking with it, which is what my back testing data showed. You know, my backtesting data showed that it was a pretty reliable strategy. I think I just got caught in a rough week overall that first week. But since then, it's been decent. I just need to get the guts up to use the same sizing that I did that first week. Because if not, my losses are going to be bigger than my wins. And so I do have to take that into consideration. But yeah, so far so good. I think I got out right around the highs of this move. I was worried about this pullback because, like I said, if you look at it on a 5-minute chart, it just looks extended. Looks like it's going to pull back some. And so maybe I got out a little bit early. Maybe I didn't. We'll see what it does for the rest of the day. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, maybe I got out a little early. I got out about 10 cents too early. So I always try to at least critique myself some on the trade. And even though it was green, maybe got out a little bit early relative to the profit target I gave myself. Like I said, the profit target was at about 90 or so up here to get that full 1-to-1. So got out a little early. But we'll see if it was the right move or not. Just basing it off of the extension of it so far. It seemed to be a little early. You know, I really like the pre-market high break. It broke it really nicely. Didn't really have any trouble breaking the pre-market high right here, this top line at about 23.40 or so. And so it did have some strength. It did look strong. But we'll see what it does now. Yeah, no stress, James. Nice work, brother. Good job, man. Congrats, brother. What's up, Adels? Alright, so yeah, just for analytical purposes, I'm still going to be watching AMD. I don't know if I'm going to get back in it, but just for analytical purpose, I want to see if it actually fulfills that 1-to-1 target. Yesterday, I got out at the right time, but we'll see what happens today. Alright, so let's look at the penny movers and see what they ended up doing. The big movers were FBIO. We'll see if any of these turns into fades. I know CODX did and EKSO from yesterday, so it was FBIO and SCYX. These are the big penny gappers this morning. They're at 133 now. We'll see where they go. It was a relatively small position, Super Johnny. Like I made about, what did I make? About $30 or about 30 cents a share on AMD. It was about a 30 cents a share trade. I made about 30 cents a share, to put it into perspective. All right, so yeah, AMD did end up spiking up. This is right around where my reward target would have been. And so it got out a little early. Like I said, 23.90 would have been that level right there, which it just touched. And so that was my reward target. Weirdly enough, a lot of times when it gets to these targets where it's full 1-to-1, it starts to reverse. And so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, got out a little early. That was my fear with it, but green is green. I'll take it. NIO did end up spiking. Like I said, NIO is up here. Spiked all the way up to 780, so a big percentage spike. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. AMD's still looking strong. What did the market do? You're trying to short something? If I was trying to short something, I'd wait for something that's been following the SPY, and I would wait for the SPY to crack the low, is what I would probably do. And that's just me, though. It all depends, you know, but I think that idea kind of makes sense. Look for something that follows the SPY well today, and then wait for the SPY to crack under these lows at around 267.20s. At least that's what I would think. AMD was really strong. Like I said, it gave me that 1-to-1. Got to learn to hold it through that. 11 days, Netron. Yeah, it's just been a good week. I mean, like I said, that first week really kind of messed with my emotions. The first week I started trading AMD live because it's like I back tested it. It hadn't had more than two consecutive fails for the opening range in a 4-month sample size. So like it hadn't failed 3 times in a row the entire 4-month sample size. And so like the first week I used live money. Of course, it fails 4 days in a row, which was the first time it kind of broke through the pattern from back testing. And so it kind of messed with my emotions a little bit. And then the second day, it worked the second week, it worked every single day. And so it's something that, like I was talking to people about it yesterday, it's something that is actually good for me as a trader because it kind of reinforces the fact that like small time swings are insignificant. You know, like a week's trading is insignificant. You know, because in the end, you get a random distribution of wins and losses. And sometimes all of those losses are going to come at once. You know, and then it may compensate the next week. And so you can't let the little small-time swings really affect your trading. You have to kind of stick with the plan. If you backtest a strategy, you know, you kind of have to stick with it for at least a 20-day sample size, I would say, to get a reasonable expectation out of it. Yeah, man. The first week was crazy, man. No, man, my commissions are like $4 a trade. It depends on the share size, though. Like I put out a video talking about it. Like TradeNet's really good if you're using small share size, but like if you're using like 2,000 shares, yeah, commissions are gonna be like $30. And so I think TradeNet's really good with small share size, not so much with big share size. And so it just depends on what the price of the stocks you're trading, right? So if you're trading more expensive stocks, you know, the share size isn't as big of a deal because you're most of the time going to be using like 1,500 shares or less. All right, market's starting to rebound some here though. Testing the highs right now in the market. The high, it just broke the high right around 267.80 or so right here. And so we'll see if it, a lot of times though the SPY will kind of pull back and kind of channel sideways. We'll see if it actually breaks this level and then holds it as support. But the SPY's testing the high of the day now. I appreciate the sub, Pun, Thor. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Also, Oro, Edwin. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the subs. Yeah, here we got a pullback, like I said, right around that previous high of the day. And a lot of times the SPY will do this. It'll kind of just stay in a range in between the high and the low and just kind of teeter back and forth between those levels. AMD continuing to push up here. It broke that $24 level, and we'll see if it holds support there now. But yeah, got out early. That was my fear when I got out of it. That was my fear from it a little bit. EGO testing the pre-market high. You can see the pre-market high right up here at 365. It's confirmed that level twice, and so we'll see if it breaks it or if it holds under it for EGO. But it did test. You can see the pre-market high right here at 365. It's testing that level now. NIO might have been a nice VWAP bounce. You can see NIO popping up here, pulling back right to the VWAP here at 765 and then bouncing a little bit here. Risk reward would have been nice with a risk of 758 from 765, and so that is about a 7-cent risk, and then your reward can be up here at 780, so you got about a 15-cent reward. And so 2 to 1, a little bit better than 2 to 1 for NIO if you got in on this VWAP bounce. We'll see though. Appreciate the sub, GAZ and Days of Hunger. Thanks guys, appreciate it. Troy asked, does Ustock Trade have a good amount of penny stocks available to trade? They have some. It depends on what you define as a penny stock. Like stocks under $1, not as much as like stocks over $1, but they have a decent amount of what I can from what I remember. They have some. It's not like TradeNet where you have barely any. I mean, they have some on Ustock Trade, some penny stocks available there. What's up, Todd? Nah, this is my third day in a row. Third green day in a row. Yeah, Monday was a red day, Tuesday was green, Wednesday was green, and today's green thus far. I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit, though, because as soon as I got out of my AMD trade, as soon as I got out of it, I recognized the fact that I got out early. That 1-to-1 profit target was, like I said, at 23.90, and it hit that level. It actually held support at 23.90 right here. But I'm kind of kicking myself for getting out a little bit early relative to the reward target I gave myself, and now it's pushing up some. So you always got to be able to critique your trading and kind of identify what you're doing wrong, and I think that's something I did wrong on that first trade for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, man. I went to New Orleans last weekend. I was in New Orleans, and we went to the casino, and like I love poker. Poker's like my favorite game in the world. I love poker probably more than trading, right? And so we go and play poker, and my wife's never played before, and like clockwork, every single time I played poker at the casino, I would double my money. I would play it was like 1-3, no limit, and I would double my money. And then as soon as we would get done playing poker, my wife would want to go play blackjack. And so we would go play blackjack, and I would lose all the money I made in poker, essentially breaking even on the trip. And so it was a good lesson, like stick to what your edge is. If you don't have an edge in blackjack, don't do it, because it was frustrating for sure. But yeah, AMD spiking up in spite of me, man. Look at this thing go. Up to 24.30s. Big move here. Appreciate the sub. Kumar, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'll come, Justin. Yeah, for sure. Blackjack has about, what, like a 4% edge or something. They have the big edge in blackjack just because they have a bigger bankroll than anybody. And so they can sit there until the variance is in their favor and just, you know, make you go broke. Poker, you're not playing against the house. You know, you're playing against other people. And so you actually have an edge if you're good at it. Can I teach poker? I mean, poker's all about ranges, right? Like, you just want to analyze the range you think your opponent has. And you don't want to, you can play your hand, obviously, but you also want to play the ranges of that. So, like, if a person min raises from under the gun, then usually they have a very strong position. They have a range advantage on you. And if you call from the big blind, for instance. And so it's like you want to analyze the range of your opponent and then use that to make educated guesses and educated bets and bluffs. Like, that's poker. But yeah, AMD still spiking up here up to 24.30. GERN's pulling back to the VWAP. Maybe get a VWAP fade here after this pullback. It kind of looks like one. The only problem is like where you're going to set your risk on this GERN trade. I mean, you could set it up here at 118, but it would just be such a tight trade. I like this 120 level a little bit better, 119 really. And so, I mean, a 4-cent risk reward level of about, I don't know, 6 cents. So not super favorable reward to risk on this one. PRAN popping up on the scanners. I mean, am I a complete beginner or am I going back to smaller account for play practice? No, I mean, I've been trading for about 2 years. It's been a long process though. But it's been so-so. Like, I've had good weeks and bad weeks. Still working on my way to being profitable, obviously. But you know, I wouldn't say I'm a complete beginner. I know enough, you know. Like, we do classes trying to help new traders learn. But like I said, like, we're not experts or gurus or anything like that. I'm still trying to work my way up to profitability myself. The reason I'm using smaller sizing is just because, like I said, that first week of using the opening range, I just really got hit. I tried to step up and use bigger sizing, and just my luck, that 1 week I used bigger sizing, the strategy stops working as well. And it's been working really well the last few weeks. Like I said earlier, I kind of got to work the guts up to use bigger sizing again, because that first week kind of toyed with my emotions a little bit. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's all I'm really trying to do, Richard, is like, I'm just trying to be honest with people. You know, like, you get other people that stream, but they, you know, they hide their account balance and they hide their profit and loss, and they don't show you the actual execution of the trades. And then you got other people that don't stream at all, and they just kind of upload their trades after the fact, never uploading their winners, only uploading their winners, never uploading their losers to try to look to be more profitable than they are. And so, like, we just try to be different here and just try to tell people the truth, you know, which is, you know, in my opinion, very rare in the trading world for sure. All right, so we got a pullback on AMD. We'll see if it holds support at 24 at the whole dollar of 24. It's at 24.10 now. I think that's the next step in this trade, is to see whether AMD actually holds support at 24 and continues moving up to break these highs, or if it breaks under 24 and starts holding that area as resistance. I appreciate the sub, Bronx, David. Beer. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. Welcome. BOXL spiking up here. BOXL spiking up. It's at 290 now. Opened up at about, let's see, about 265. It's up to 285 now, pulling back some here. I appreciate the sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, guys. And so, like I said, AMD, we'll see if it holds support at 24. What did GE end up doing today? GE had a little bit of a washout long here on the 1 minute chart. Tested 10 a few times. It finally broke over 10, so we'll see if it holds support there now. What charts are you using? I'm using Thinkorswim. I'm using Thinkorswim. Listen, I don't mind TEFs and TradeNet charting. I think it's actually a decent platform, and it's pretty cheap. It's like 15 bucks a month. But like, I just try to stick with what I'm comfortable with, and I like using Thinkorswim. It's what I've been using since I started, and so I'm just really comfortable using Thinkorswim charting. And so I just kind of stick with Thinkorswim, and I just use the TEFs thing right here to execute the trades. He says, man, your screen looks like a rainbow. I'm trying to learn Forex, looked at stock trading, but don't know where to start. Yeah, man. I mean, it just takes time. Like, these middle boxes right here are scanners. It kind of shows what the big moving stocks are in the market. So, like, this middle row is scanners. That's all the different colors. The right side is just charting, so looking at different charts for certain stocks. And then the left side right here at the top is, like, my broker that I'm using to, like, buy or sell. And so it just takes time, man. You'll learn. But GE pushing up here. It's testing the pre-market high at 10.15, which is a pretty significant level. We'll see what it does at 10.15, but GE starting to push up. SPY moving up as well. So far green on the SPY today. I think this 10.15 level is going to be big for GE. It's pulling up right at it now, testing that level. It may get rejected here. If it does get rejected, we want to see it hold support where that previous resistance was at about 10.04. $10 maybe, the whole dollar of 10. EGO had a nice little VWAP bounce right here. Big level now is 350. We'll see if it holds that level or not. So GE actually broke the pre-market high. It's up to 10.18 now. We'll see if it actually holds that level of support once it breaks. CGC might look like a VWAP fade here. It is pulling back to the VWAP here. So CGC, it's just about where to set risk. We could set, let's see, 48.60 as a risk maybe. Doesn't look terrible for risk reward. Maybe 48.70 or so. But GE did break that level. Do you utilize the ladder? No, Thomas, I'm not sure what that is. Alright, so GE broke the pre-market high. It actually dipped back down and held it as support. Now it's pushing back up. So we'll see where GE goes, but it's looking pretty strong here. And like I said, CGC kind of looked like a fade. You can give that 48.70 level your risk. About 30-cent risk. 27 cents. And then you can give your reward target at least down to 48, I would think. Hey, thanks for all the new subs today, guys. Appreciate it, D. Antonio, Norris, appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Might have to turn that off if it keeps going. Hey, good luck, Mike. I hope it works out for you, brother. Yeah, the big level, like I said, I think with GE, it's just about whether it's going to continue to hold this pre-market high at 10.16 as support. Looking on the daily chart, it does have some resistance, probably at 11.16 where this previous low was. Let's see where else. Maybe some at 10.90s. But looking pretty strong here for GE. FLEX might pull down and test these lows now. FLEX gonna test that 975 low of the day or so. It's at 985 now. I believe so, real. Hey, appreciate it, Thomas. Yeah, man, like I said, we just try to be honest with people. I feel like we are the outlier in that regard. I feel like I said, I feel like people might stream, but they usually hide everything. They hide their account balance. They hide their profit and loss. They tell you when they're in a trade as opposed to actually showing you the trade. And so we just try to be honest with people, win or lose, you know. We always say, like, we're not experts or gurus. I'm still obviously working my way to becoming profitable myself. NIO spiking up here. Had a really nice VWAP bounce. I don't know if anybody caught this earlier, but mentioned the VWAP bounce here. Bounced really nicely. It's up to the 780s, testing the high of the day, but NIO getting some volume and spiking up some today. Haha, no stress, real. Yeah, I think so, Insurance. I think honesty is always the best thing, man. I'm not trying to be one of those sleazy gurus that are selling $1,000 courses. I'm just not. I just don't want to be. But, I mean, I think we're getting a lot of strength because of the overall SPY. SPY's really pushing up today again. So we're getting some strength in the SPY. I think it's causing some strength in AMD. I think it's causing some in GE probably. So we just got some strength in the SPY overall. But NIO really kind of pushing up here. Which trade was Mike in? 1,000 shares of GE. I think he probably went long. Whoa, yeah, look at GE go, man. It broke that pre-market high and just took off, man. Wow, look at GE go. Yeah, I hope you're long in it, Mike. If you are, good job, brother. Look at that move, man. It's pulling up. Next level's 1050, so let's look at 1050 here. Right here. But a lot of volume coming in on GE. Big move here. Right, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of different answers to that RD. So RD said, noob question, which software are you using? I'm using TEFS or TradeNet as my executing broker on the left top side right here. I'm using Trade Ideas for my scanners in the middle, and I'm using Thinkorswim for charting on the right. You still in it, Mike? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, Insurance. A lot of people started streaming now too since I've been streaming. I've been streaming for like a year. A lot of the other channels are doing it too. But like I said, they're hiding their account balance, you know. Nice, Mike. Hey, green is good, brother. Nice trade, man. Really nice trade. ZS pushing up. ZS. SPY still moving up pretty strong here. Yeah, nice job, Mike. Congrats, brother. Good job. Nice trade. I appreciate the sub, Johnny. RD. Let's look at where my sub count is. I should almost be at 10,000, I would think. Almost. Let me see. Oh, I'm at 9,996 subscribers, guys. We get 4 more, and we're at 10,000 subscribers. 4 more. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. We need 4 more. We'll have to do some type of giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away, but we'll have to do some type of giveaway for the 10,000th sub. We're over 10,000 subscribers. So Isaac Mars was I think it was actually Johnny, but I'll write those 2 names down and give them something. But yeah, we broke 10,000 subscribers, guys. Appreciate all the support, man. Appreciate it. We did it. We broke it. That's cool. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. That's cool. Yeah, we'll think of something. I'll write down all the new subs today, and we'll think of something, man. Yeah, 10,000, man. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, Tom. I remember you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, for real, man. We got a big sub spike today, so that's cool. Appreciate it, guys. We did it. We're 10,000 subscribers. All right, so like I said, GE, it went right up to 1050. That's what I thought it would. Yeah, I guess so, Milan. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's what we try to do, real. I mean, like I said, we just try to be honest with people, man. You know. But yeah, appreciate all the new subs today, guys. That's awesome, man. We finally hit 10,000. All right, Jack. Yeah, man. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. That's great, man. That's cool. I'm excited about it. 10,000 subscribers. You know, I started the year off at like 3,000, so we've grown a lot in the last year. Yeah, right. I kind of agree with insurance. Screen time, man. Experience is going to give you so much better with regard to like the learning curve than any type of classes will. I think it depends on how new you are, right? Like if you know kind of the basics of it and you want to get started, I think screen time's probably the best. But if you're brand new, I think learning about what to do is beneficial as well. It just depends. But yeah, we should have Mitch back here tomorrow. Like I said, Mitch is moving to Colorado today. He's moving, so. But yeah, FLEX broke under that low, like I was mentioning. Broke under that low. It's at 960 right now. Obviously, looking for it to fill the gap back down to about 925 or so is where the gap would be filled. Previous day's closing price right here. And so that's kind of what I would look. Not a bad fade here for FLEX. Later, Netron. Nice cast. Yeah, I have Twitter. It's at Beginner Trades, Martin. It's at Beginner Trades. Nice PR fire. Nice job, brother. Florida, Jason. Mike says this is what YouTube should be about, learning and making money, not sitting in a bathtub of Jell-O playing with rubber ducks. Is GE still moving up? Yeah, GE broke over that $half level. Let's see if it holds support now at 1050 or so. That's kind of the evolution in it. It breaks the $half at 1050, pulls back down. We'll see it actually holds support there or not. And NIO still looking pretty strong here. Later, Netron. James, I have no idea what you're talking about. Right, exactly, insurance. Screen time. 100% agree. Market constantly changes. Constantly. CGC would have been a nice fade. I called that one out as well. CGC, like I said, risk could have been up here. You get in here at the VWAP, you get a decent reward level down to at least 48 or so. I don't know how good the risk reward is, but it followed through really nicely here for CGC. It's been fading really nicely in the market overall. I've seen a lot of fades for CGC. You know, here's some on the 29th as well. So it's been fading a decent amount for CGC. We'll see where that one goes as well. GE pulling back down to test that 1050 level. It's pretty extended on the upside. I would think it would need a bigger pullback, but who knows, man. With the market steady pushing up, you can see the overall SPY is pushing up in a big way here. Steadily moving up, and so the market's been pretty good. Hey, that sounds fun though, Eric. Kron had a nice fade as well, Jordan. Let's look at it. Kron did have a nice fade. I think it was a rejection more than a fade just because it was above the VWAP at first. But a really nice one with a super tight risk. Like if you look at the chart, your risk can be, I don't know, up here at 1895 or so. So a pretty tight risk. About 10 cents or so. You get that big reward down at 1850. So you get that 30-cent reward with a 10-cent risk, which is always good for that one. But yeah, nice little follow-through for Kron as well. Let's see what the other cannabis plays did. Most of them are fading down. But man, GE found support, like I said, at that $0.50 at 1050. Held it as support at 1050. It's starting to break the highs now. Like I said, to see where we can set a profit target if you're in this one, you just got to look at the previous chart. 11 would probably be reasonable, I think. Maybe 11.18 or so. What? Does anybody know what James is talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, James. I'm sorry, man. I just don't understand what you're talking about, brother. So. MIXT earnings play, low volume. Yeah, I have no idea, man. So sorry about that, James. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't have anything to do with East and South Africa or anything like that, man. I have no idea what that means. So sorry, brother. I don't know, Ray. I have no idea, man. Are you talking about currency, James? Because I don't trade currency, brother. Yeah, I don't know, man. If you're talking about currency, I don't trade Forex, man. I just trade stocks. Forex is I just don't understand Forex as well as I probably should. So, but yeah, I don't trade Forex, man. Yeah, MIXT pushed up nicely here. But man, look at GE go. This one's really going crazy. GE up to 1070 now. Look at AMD too, man. AMD would have been a nice trade. Just got out a little early. I'll take the gain, but got out a little early for sure. SPY steady pushing up here. You know, you get this big level here at 268.70s. It's about to test it now. It's testing that previous pre-market high right here. And so we'll see what happens there. But man, SPY super strong today, guys. Yeah, I like how somebody said it's not hard to make money in this market. It's really not. Like with the SPY moving like it is, super volatile. It's pretty easy to do well in this market. Problem is when the market slows down, it's much tougher. Yeah, it was Milan. Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. Right, man. Hey, AMD's doing the same thing to me, James. Super frustrating. Same thing to me, man. That's rough, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll see what the SPY does here. It broke the pre-market high now. But GE steady pushing up, SPY steady pushing up. So a lot of movement today. All right, I'll check it out. Eric. Yeah, Martin, I just got your Twitter message, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Just I'm open. If you have any questions specifically, I don't really trade crypto. I'm not much of a crypto trader. Don't know much about crypto in general. The only thing I've ever really focused on in crypto is whenever the crypto boom happened in late 2017 when Bitcoin went crazy. There was a lot of crypto-related stocks that went crazy as well, like MARA, DPW. But that's really all I've really dabbled in crypto. And so I'm probably not the best person to teach anything about crypto. I just don't know enough about it. I know, it's alright, Jack. No stress, man. Yeah, I've said my input on crypto in general, and it's okay if you disagree with me. It's just like, as an outsider looking into the crypto world, right? At least specifically with like Bitcoin, I think that the price of Bitcoin just got way too high. And the reason I think it got way too high is because I think that, I don't know if it's the reason why, but I think it was too high because, you know, if it's an online currency and you're going to use Bitcoin to buy stuff online, having a $20,000 price for one Bitcoin just seems not to be the most practical thing, right? And because I mean, I know you can split it up into like a percentage of a Bitcoin, but that just doesn't seem practical. You know, if you want it to be a legitimate currency, it has to be practical, right? And like, I think $20,000 for one Bitcoin is just too high. And that's just from an outsider looking in. I may be wrong on that. That's just kind of my opinion for somebody that doesn't know much about Bitcoin. And I may be wrong, and I probably am in some way or other, but that's just kind of my take on it. Oh yeah, no worries, Martin. Yeah, man, that's just my take on it. Like I said, I might be wrong in that regard. Like, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. GE finally found some. Yeah, man, it got rejected at 1077. Yeah, maybe that might be true, Connor. That makes sense a little bit. Hey, I hope you made money on it, Isaac, or should I say Brady? Yeah, maybe so, Connor. What's up, Travel? We have classes, but like they're more suited for like brand new beginners, RD. So like, you know, obviously we're still working on being profitable ourselves. So like, yeah, we have classes, but it's more suited for like new traders, like helping new traders like learn what trading's about. But yeah, GE ran into that resistance at 1077. I think that's a major level now. We'll watch it at 1050 and between 1050 and 1077 to see what it does there. Oh, also, guys, if anybody's interested in using TradeNet, which is the broker that Mitch and I use, the 20% off sale is done, but you can still get 10% off if you go through my link. And so if you're interested in using the same broker that we use, I'll post that link now if you're interested and check it out. We make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the live stream free. And so I just posted the link if anybody's interested in checking them out. Yeah, real. I mean, we just try to be real about it, bro. We just try to be honest about it. We're not trying to scam people. I'm not trying to be a sleazy guru, you know. But yeah, market's pushing up, still kind of testing that pre-market high. GE got rejected at 1077. It's down to 1050s now. We'll see if it holds support at 1055 or so. Yeah. Yeah, Eric, for real, man. I'm just not trying to be those guys, you know. And like the way I am, I'm like naturally skeptical in all of them, you know. Like if you don't show your account balance and your profit and loss, then I'm naturally skeptical. And so like regardless of whether I win or lose, and sometimes I do lose, obviously, but at least I'm transparent about it, and I'm naturally skeptical of any of them. But I think they also probably have some good content, and I think they're probably decent, like good traders. I'm just skeptical in general. I appreciate it, James. Thanks, brother. All right, so GE pulling back to test that 1050 level. What did these big runners today, FBIO, and what was the other one? FBIO SYCX. No, what was it? SCYX. There it is. Yeah, look and see if this one fills the gap down to 1, maybe. Yeah, I've always said before, like foreign exchange, it seems interesting to me, but I feel like if I did trade Forex, that I would never stop trading because like the Forex markets are open 24/7. So I feel like it would be kind of stressful if I traded Forex because the market would constantly be open and I would have to fight myself back from trading it, over trading the Forex market. But yeah, CGC and Kron had nice fades here. Kron faded down, just broke that low. Nice little triangle here. Let's see if it actually follows it or not. But look at this triangle. Super obvious. Just broke underneath it. We'll see what Kron does today now. And like I said, 1050 is kind of the big level I'm watching for GE. It pulled back to test it. Still trying to hold that area as support now. EGO, still testing that pre-market high. It's tested it twice already. So we'll see if EGO can break that pre-market high. Yeah, we're getting a lot more people than we usually do in here. I hope nobody's attacking me with like a view bot or anything like that. I'll have to talk to YouTube about it just to be sure and just to protect myself. But I hope nobody's attacking me with a view bot. We're getting kind of more viewers than we usually get in here. And if they're real, great. I want to believe they're real because we got so many new subs today. But I also got to watch my back here with that type of stuff. So I'll probably tell YouTube about it. Just get them to look into it, see where the views came from. I appreciate it, Jay. Okay, I hope so, man. Like I said, I want to believe it's real, but we're getting more than we usually do in here. Appreciate the sub, Dave. And I mean, we're getting more subs for sure. And so I want to believe it's real, but, you know, you get people that get weird about it. Some of them are just genuinely trying to help, but, you know. I appreciate it, Cody. Yeah, it won't let you post links. Thomas, sorry, brother. Yeah, I did hit 10,000, man. We hit 10,000 earlier, Eric. We finally broke over it, man. So it's cool. It's been a long road up to 10K subs, so it's cool to finally get it. Appreciate it, Isaac. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Gino, Dave. I wouldn't say I'm full-time. I've been trading for about 2 years, Cody. Oh, no, you're good, Thomas. Yeah, it just won't let me post the link. It won't let anybody else. I've tried to let Two-Way do it before as well, but it won't let anybody post the link, so sorry about that, bro. But yeah, watching Kron here, it kind of formed this little triangle. Very obvious downward trend line here. The bottom one's a little less defined, so we'll see what happens if it continues to hold that area for CRON. CGC had a nice fade as well. NIO still pushing up. Testing that 789 previous high right now. It's right there now. See if it breaks. AMD, nice push. Maybe a little bit of a flag here for AMD. You can see the pole for AMD. We'll see if that one continues. Yeah, SPY, steady moving up here. Straight up move on the SPY, so a big move. Kind of a crazy market right now. Let's look at the scanners. Still got PIRS on the scanner, although the volume's pretty low with it. SXTC. SXTC doesn't look bad. It's starting to move up. It's at 777 now. Let's see, we got EQS. BOXL started to move earlier. Kind of pulling back some. Let's see again. FBIO. Sideways. SCYX. Kind of pulling down some here. It's at 117. GE still kind of testing that 1050 level like I mentioned. Kind of sideways right now. AMD starting to spike up some. But man, the SPY just took off today. Crazy move on the SPY. QTT. AMD just broke the highs here. So yeah, here's a little flag on AMD. Let's see if we can draw it. A little bit of a wedge really for AMD. Alright guys, but yeah, AMD's pushing up. Definitely missed out on some gains here, but it was another green day, so I'll definitely take it. With that said, I'll probably end up closing the stream down. Like I said, if anybody's interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use, you can use my link, and I'll post it here. So if the 20% off New Year's sale is done for TradeNet, but you could still get 10% off TradeNet packages by going through my link. And so if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I do, I'll post that link here as well. We make a commission from it, but it's one of the ways we keep the stream free. So if you want to help support the channel and use them, you can. Also, shout out to Trade Ideas. I think Trade Ideas is having their winter test drive where you can use Trade Ideas for a week for a reduced price just to kind of test it out. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I'll post that link here as well. Definitely appreciate Trade Ideas. They're cool enough to let me stream their scans every morning. And so if you're interested in using the scanner that Mitch and I use, I'll post that link here. So if you want to use the scanner, I just posted the link just now. A really cool dynamic scanner, allows me to do a lot of different stuff, and so go check that out if you're interested in as well. And so yeah, another green day. That's my third green day in a row. Week's looking better, definitely better than the last few weeks, and so hopefully it continues. This market's kind of crazy right now, guys, so I hope everybody can make some money today. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button on this video. If you appreciate this content, click the like button. We appreciate any support we can get, guys. So if you can click the like button, we definitely appreciate it. And yeah, good luck, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow, same time as always. Be careful in the market, guys. Appreciate it, James.